probably isn't. Oh. Okay, we'll just see the pass. I realized I never turned on YouTube, so YouTube will be up in a moment. As we see the boss's orders into the Charmander, and this has just been brutal. And for everyone on YouTube, who just joined in, this deck was Charizard. It's like a post-rotation Charizard, and it is... Yeah, it hasn't been doing too well here. Well, see, now he's got double Charmander. He's going to be down to one prize. Like a good Iono here would be pretty good. You can't blow up the... You can't blow up the Duskmar, because then you just lose. All right, so we do see the Dun Sparse up there, Super Rod. Man, this would be like good if like I don't know why you'd be playing post rotation right now, but I guess they're playing post rotation right now. So I'm one of those things about being transparent about judge calls. We had a judge call where we had a game that took a lot of time setting up, and then our player had the wrong one, and the player called rightfully for a judge on deck list, and they were just playing the wrong deck, and they actually offered just to play it through. This is a low stakes tournament, low stakes challenge kind of tournament. And I said, yeah, we'll give a warning, but if you're willing to play it through, I'd be fine with it. And actually looking at the decks, I think the deck he was playing against, personally, I would say, yeah, I would just play that. I would just play against the one he was playing against, because the other one he had submitted was a much worse matchup. Like, do you even want to switch here? I guess you do. Get more cards out of the hand. Get more cards out of the deck, straight up. So now we see the port Duskmore go away. Now Charizard, if it can get out. If it can get out there, it's just going to blow up anything that's out there. There's nothing stopping this 330 damage. But they've got to find it. Okay, there's a Dun Sparse. Okay, let's see some more cards. Keep digging through that deck. It looks like they got the Charizard. Okay. Okay. But they don't know as their opponent has Fish in hand. Fish will just drop. Probably grab whatever boss's orders they have left if we haven't already seen boss's orders. And then that's GG. Thank you for playing. But we'll have to see what happens here. This is one of those things also where they might not have that boss's orders. They could be the last prize in their deck or in their thing, or they only play enough for like one or two. You did see it get played earlier. Nope. No Charizard. GG, opponent conceded, as we kind of got a taste there for our first post-rotation kind of deck. Which, again, like I'm kind of like, I don't know why you'd bring a post-rotation deck to a pre-rotation tournament, but you know what? All the more power to you. So we are currently about over halfway done with this round already. And let's look at our top decks tonight. We do have Gardevoir coming at number 1. Cloth Terapagos coming at number 2. Which, if you see, is 4 and 3 already. We're just waiting on one deck. Goldango coming in at number 3 with 5. Dragapult itself coming in at number 4. Charizard coming in at number 5. Dragapult Duskmore coming in at number 6. Archaludon still out there, number 7. Charizard Pidgeot's been on a little bit of a nice bounce back lately. Got a couple others. Feraligatr coming in with 2 itself. As we get kind of lower here, being a 64-person tournament, we usually get these lower ones. Galvantula's still out there. Whew. Just one moment here, chat. Apologies, I had left a light on. I needed to turn it off. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what's in the others. Usually, others has been a little bit higher lately. We've got, it looks like Terrabox here, which I'm seeing this pop up a little bit more, just in general. I mean, Arch still out there. Fungus Bungus, Colin Ferguson. Yeah, Guardy's tonight. I mean, we'll have to see how Guardy does. Like right now, it's 3-1. Let's see. King Heracross got Cloth Terapagos. Aegis-Celeon got Goldango here. Those are pretty good matchups for it. Koshka 2 got Feraligatr. That is true, Daycamp. That is very true. Chambers, is it you? I don't know. It looks like it is. You're 1-0. Beating the Charizard Pidgeot. I think Guardy is going to spike up. There's a, I actually don't know. People are going to play like their favorites. Like I assume we're going to see some Dragos as well. And like Guardy's probably going to be up. Lugia might be up. It's in a weird spot because like, if I remember correctly, last year with Vancouver, which was also a pre-rotation tournament. The auto win. Yeah. What was the meta for that, actually? What even won that? Probably. My goal is to hit day 2, break my curse. I'm going to try and play it out. If I don't, I have plans to hit up a steakhouse. And then we have there's this Dutch restaurant that's near the convention center that we're going to hit up for brunch the next morning if we don't make day 2. But yes, at least North American. I think there's one other coming up still. But Vancouver's now been like our do it. Yeah, Locke's ready. I gotta pick up some cards for Locke tomorrow. He was looking for some Armor Rouge cards. So because I gotta go to our sponsor, tabletopvillage.com. Visit tabletopvillage.com and use code DOOM5 for 5% off your order. Let's see. There was EUIC. Yeah, Vancouver last year was where we had Miraidon beat Snorlax. I remember that. We had the Gardevoirs, and we had Fusion Mew making the one last run. We had Giratina Lost Zone Box, Charizard Pidgeot. A couple Roaring Moons were up there. Anti-Iron Valiant was a thing at that time, still showing up sometimes. Whole bunch of Lost Zone boxes. God, I swear I played so many Lost Zones that day. And look, Lugia, our pal Lugia was still there. How many people are going to bring like Chin Pao? That's what I'm wondering. See, like I'm ready for Lugia. I'm attacking Temple. I'm ready for it. I just don't know how good my matchup actually is into it with playing Zard Pult right now. It's weird because what's the word I'm looking for here? It's almost decided in the first few turns. Like if I'm even if they get something out, if I'm able to punish it and get rid of one of their Archeops, like Lugia has a harder time trying to pivot into Regigigas. And so then like it just becomes harder for them in general. So yeah, the best deck for Lugia is playing Quad Thorns. Yes, actually, I played tonight a Quad Thorns Cornerstone, and they panicked with the Cornerstone, thinking because I already put damage onto the Iron Thorns, so they picked it up, and then I went up and KO'd it with the Dreepy's 10 damage attack. It was like the one I played 6 matches tonight. 4 of them against Blocklax, 1 against that deck, and then 1 against Ancient Box playing Brute Bonnet in it. I think Ice might be playing the deck I'm playing, similar to. Yeah, similar to. This is very similar to the list I'm playing right now. Let's use one more. The little stone containing hundreds of spirits. Yeah, actually, you know what? It is, because then all of a sudden it really makes them like try to figure out what they're doing with trying to get things. Because they can't rely on fish. But I don't have space in my deck for that, so. I think the hardest part about going up against Lugia, as it is right now, is they still have that ability to one shot anything. Like we don't even have like Lugia tonight. There it is, Lugia, right? O2, sadly. We'll look at Cinder Jace's list. Whatever you compared it. It was like my brothers, I think I talked about it on Friday, sent me a message saying, like, it's like Lugia, the way you beat it is reminded that of bricks. Or I hope they prize all 4 Archeops somehow. I mean, okay, what's the odds of that happening? As we're just waiting on 2 matches now. We're almost there. Right. If you can punish their Archeops, like play it early sometimes, it's worth it. I think Tomb and Cloth makes sense. I think I've seen it in Cloth before. I've had that happen, Cornelius. I had actually 2 games recently where I prized both Charizards and both Psychic Energy. 2 games in a row. And there was like what was the other card? I'm looking it up real quick. I don't remember. But that was like really there. How you doing, Cash? Let's see. Cards or any running Spirit Tomb tonight. We got Genesect. Which I mean, Genesect's pretty good too. Actually, does Genesect turn off Legacy Energy? From their hand. Okay, they could do it like that. That's what I thought, King Harry. That's why I looked at the card. Blocklax. Hey, Palkia Dusknoir. Lee's on Lost Box. That makes sense. John Smith. Where are they playing? John Smith is... This looks like Terra Box. No. Oh. Yeah, this is kind of Terra Box. It is Terra Box. Terra Box is out there. I mean, it's out there. All right, let's see. How many games are we waiting on? Still the 2. Where are the 2 games we're waiting on? Oh, one's got an extension. Oh, just only 4 minutes. And the other one is... Looking it up right now. Gardevoir versus Gardevoir. So, you know what? I actually can see why that's happening. But still. Hopefully they'll finish up here soon. What's the next? Eevee box? You know what? Eevee... I thought Eevee would get better post-rotation, and it just seems like it didn't. Like, Flareon still seems like a pretty good card to me. Look, Chimpow's back. This is... No, this isn't post-rotation Chimpow. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of yellow. Okay, okay. Why would you run Dun Sparse over Bidoof Bibarel only if you think you're gonna have a lot of cards in hand? That's the only thing I could think of. Gouging Fire, Day Camp with the Gouging Fire. Okay, I can see that then. Alright, just dealing with the call real quick. Alright, that's cleared. Are we still waiting on one more match here? I thought it cleared out. Okay. Just making sure here that things are going. Demon Slayer, I heard about that actually recently. You're on what, 28th at the moment? That there were some people messing around with poison on top of like the monkey dory so you could get around Pheasantippides. Oh hey, look, the last match finished. I'm selling a whole bunch of cards in Vancouver, to be honest. I think the final amount of cards, if I was getting full price for them, the problem is I'm not, because I'll be vendoring, would be something around almost $4,000, and it's only like 20 cards. But it helps. One of them is Latios Latios. The gouging, I think, is probably still is definitely going to stay good for a while. Or at least until the end of this. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to do post rotation yet. Like, I think I have most of the stuff for wall stuff. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I have until May. And that's even if I go to Portland. It looks like day camp is setting up, so we'll get day camp here going in with gouging fire up against Cloth Taropkos. So this could actually be a really good matchup. It's gonna be Cloth Taropkos tonight. We were talking about how the poison is really interesting, and that it could effectively pair up with like a few different things. All right, looks like they are setting up here. Game is about to get going, so we'll go ahead and get that up. So we'll see day camp here going up against the P as we see Cloth trying to do Cloth things up against Gouging Fire, which is going to try to do Gouging Fire things. Well, Cloth is going to try to poison, maybe try to get a donk. There is an opportunity for them to donk against Gouging Fire. One of the big ways for it to do it is if Gouging Fire starts something like, well, one of its one prizes like Monkey Dory and then passes. But if it starts one of its bigger things, Sans Bird, it should have a pretty good start. That's a great start. Nothing but energy. Yeah, if you're going first, you gotta start the fire. Can't start the bird. Can't start the monkey. I'd actually wonder if Entei is probably your strongest card to use in this matchup, considering how big they are going to want to put their bench, and how but Entei is prized. Well, you still have access to the Delphox. Delphox still gets Forest Seal Stone. Go ahead and see a Squawkabilly here. See a little bit of throw the hand away. What's its its ability again? Oh, Squawk and Seize. Squawk and Seize. I wanted to say it was like Shake, Rattle, and Roll for some reason because it's got that not that rockabilly kind of thing. All right. So we do see the Tropicos. So you see the use of the Area Zero Underground. If they had access to Entei again, Entei would be a very good matchup for this. They don't, but they do have the Gouging Fire. They do have access to Boss's Orders, and then and Energy Switch. So they have a couple outs here. We could see a possibility of, depending on what happens here, Boss's Orders of something bigger. Maybe the Latias, maybe maybe something. I would definitely say if you're tagging with the Gouging Fire, something bigger. You could also still use the Delphox onto something if you can get it set up. We'll have to see. The hardest part is right now we know what Day Camp has in hand. 100% know what Day Camp has in hand. What we don't know is what's in the hand of Sahil here. Sahil It's got 3 cards. It looks like he's deck checking right now as he's going through the Ultra Ball. We'll have to see what happens. Which I've said like 3 times now. So if you wanted to call me out saying, stop saying, see what happens, Doom, that's totally fine because I would understand. There we do. We do see the trolley. I love me some trolley. Trolley is one of my favorites. Well, this is taking a while. Are they trying to figure out what their best move here would be? We're going to see the poison. Switch cart into the monkey. Monkey's going to grab its stuff. Possible to set up a little bit more. Could also see the squawk ability here. Do a little bit of squawk and seize. Get a couple more cards, but I figure you probably just want to grab the Forest Seal Stone now before you squawk and seize, so you don't draw into it when you do that. Because you already know you have the retreat set up. What you're looking for here is for a DTE to cause some damage to this gouging fire, preferably with a 1 prizer over 2. And here comes the cloth, which if you ever listen to Lake of Rage podcast, they talked about Vancouver meta this week. I still need to finish it. One of the things they talked about was even though we all call this, it's like more of a Terapagos deck, everyone calls it cloth because cloth's a fun thing to say. If you don't like saying cloth, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay, you know what? Some people probably don't, but that's still fine. So this is where it gets interesting. They can for sure here get a KO and still be alive the next turn. I don't know if you want to pressure that and like go after something they have. Like they're going to get rid of probably monkey, no, fish, and I didn't catch what the other one was. We'll see a Star Alchemy here. Because alternatively, we could see a switch out and we could see a lost fire here. Or magical fire, not lost fire, but it does go to the lost zone. Definitely seen the magical fire here. probably put the magical fire obviously on the Terapagos because you have to. Cloth, get the prizes. And hopefully we see the Entei. Again, Entei can be really good in this matchup. Do deny them any prize taking here off your Gouging Fire, but your Gouging Fire is so weak. I mean, ooh, do get the Entei. Like, it doesn't feel too good having it that weak. I mean, you can move stuff off with the Monkey Dory if you can get it set up, but the question is, how do you get out of the active as well? They have not used their V-Star, so we should see an attack here from the Terapagos, depending on what happens. They do need Area 0 Underground, though, to enhance that. And we did see one hit the discard earlier, so hopefully that won't cause any issues. This is a stadium war between two players. Two players who want their stadiums. Switch card, get a little damage off that. I believe that takes it out of range of another magical fire, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm saying it again. I'm trying to stop saying that. That's like one of those. It's like one of those things I get caught up into. Shouldn't be able to see what happens. It should just be. Toxic powder. Gonna see an item KO. All right. Ooh, Roxanne would be good next turn. I think definitely get the Entei out. I'll attach the energy to the Monkey Dory, as we're seeing here. That gives you a free KO there on the Badoo. Don't have access to items right now. They can burn and or confuse their way out of anything though. So you take the KO here. Whatever they bring up is not going to get hurt. I don't even know if you have fire in the discard right now as it is. Hey, another Entei, welcome to the party. I don't know how much burn and confuse is going to help here. The Terapagos still has access to their V-Star ability with that Forest Seal Stone that's been sitting there ominously. Hopefully giving them a bailout to anything that possibly happens here. As we're seeing the Forest Seal Stone be activated. Again, I wish there was something we'd be able to look through into their deck and see their hand, but it's safe you could be safe to say is that they are grabbing a card, whatever card they want for free. And I, for one, as much as I've used Forest Seal Stone, I like Forest Seal Stone, will not miss it when it is gone. That's actually an idea I've been having is there exists like free versions of popular songs you can use for stuff, and there's like a royalty free version of Eyes of an Angel out there. And when we do the Regional Doom, the next one, we should spend a little bit of time playing that while we go through some of the cards we lost from the previous format. So like Lugia would be on there, Forest Seal Stone would be on there. Kind of like when we paid last respects to PTCGO. Right, here comes the big issue. Can the Entei make a chance to get back here? Oh, we do see the secret box. I don't know if you want to play the secret box right now. I think Roxanne will do pretty good. Very hard attach for turn. You have no damage to move off. Don't have anything to say that to right now. Not that you didn't already use your trainer for turn.
Hello there.
So everyone coming in from Enraged Tribble Stream, I am Senior Doom, professional illustrator, tournament organizer, and overall really big lumberjack guy. I am casting alone tonight as we are watching the Challenge of Doom, our bi-weekly tournament series where we play it like a challenge, if you ever played a Pokemon TCG challenge, where it's a limited amount of rounds with no top cut, which we play 6 with a 64 player cap limit, so that guarantees we will have one player end the night at 6-0 and be our quote-unquote champion. How'd you throw your game, Corvus? Or you can move damage now. Question is, what do you want to move it to? There's one part you are getting rid of damage. Oh, okay. I've made a similar kind of mistake before, where it's like, oh, if I only just did the one thing I was supposed to do, I win the game. I mean, it sucks. Our first round game was Cloth again. We've had Cloth on twice. But sadly, it was a Charizard deck that did not do too well. It was a Charizard Dunsparce, which is more of a post-rotation deck than a current meta deck. So they didn't have as much of a good time as they would hope. But people like to play post-rotation decks even now. I was actually one of those players before where I would be playing decks that would be considered rotation or the next format while playing against the older format stuff. Or I'd be playing the older format because like I needed to practice it. And that's actually one of the things I would say not hate I'm not too fond of with PTCGL is that they set the rotations and standard stuff so early. And I would like if I could fix it, I would set it so that you would have two versions of it, that you could play the post rotation or whatever for it, like set up as like leagues or something. There's a couple different ways I think you could do it. But the for that to work, I mean, you have to have a fully functional game. Which right now we don't necessarily do. I mean, it still has its ups and downs. I got hit with a bug yesterday. I'm playing against Ancient Box. I have everything in hand to take a KO and put myself in a dominating lead, and all of a sudden the game froze up and then I couldn't play anything, but I could still watch what my opponent was doing. So I just watched my opponent slowly win, because all of a sudden, instead of KOing their only Pokemon with any energy out there, and they had used up all their Sadas, or they burned them, or various other things, I just had to watch them slowly beat me. And part of the reason I know that happened, because like talking about office Wi-Fi going out, it was my office Wi-Fi that caused the issue. For some reason, the office Wi-Fi, when I get on the bus to go home, likes to crap out. And what I should be doing is putting myself on data. I know this, and I should be doing it, but I keep forgetting to. Which, if we can find some sort of boss or something here, we do have game. I think. I have unlimited data, so I don't worry as much. But when I didn't have unlimited data, oh my gosh, it was always holding back. I've had twice. Ooh. This could this be it? Here comes Mr. Krabs. Sadly, we do see Gouging Fire take a big L there, sadly. Let's go ahead and update. Uh-oh, Mr. Krabs. Currently, our big winners right now is what we just saw. Klosteropicos. We got straight Dragapult, piloted by Baronat Crypto. Looks like they're playing a Mimikyu and Uxie as well. Collapse Stadium. So I'm assuming the Uxie's trying to come in, sweep up a few things. And then after doing so, after hopefully doing that, go from there. Yeah, that was day camp. It was an interesting game, like what you started, and then like the pricing was, I wouldn't say atrocious. But prize better next time. Extremely rough. Man, like when I saw that you had prized both Entei, I was like, ooh. But I hate to say that's why the cookie crumbles, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. And who's letting Snorlax win? What is Snorlax being tonight? Gardevoir and Archaludon? Oh, come on! Those both have good matchups into Snorlax. So Aegislash at 1-1. Goldango. EP Dreepy coming in with Goldango. Alright, chat. Is Goldango the play for Vancouver, or is it not? Like, I've had some people tell me it is, I've had some people tell me it's not. Like, because it did so well, and that's what I'm wondering. Is like, is there going to be people bringing Toedscruel into it now? Like, I know Toedscruel could just be that good. Because like hitting the numbers is pretty good, but also like as we saw actually last week in the Tournament of Doom, where we had a Goldango on against Dragapult, and what happened? The Dingo got beat because they Badooed, and they had like one Gimme Ghoul, and they never got like anything else set up, and then they just lost. Let's go, Demon Slayer. Oh, yeah, update standings. We are just waiting on one match now. Let's see what that one last match is. And that is Visoka 7 versus ZZ Inc., which is Gardevoir versus Archaludon. Okay, I could think that, I could see that. I could see that. Need to figure out what our next round game will be. What's up, Cinder Jace? But yeah. I can agree that matchups look pretty good for Dingo. Let's see. Again, we're still just waiting on that one matchup. Maybe I'll reach out to Lily for the next round. What's up, Stellar? Stellar, you getting excited for Vancouver? Which I will be up in Vancouver early Friday, so if you actually want, anybody wants to meet me for whatever reason in Vancouver, if you're at, I'll be at the venue kind of early. I got a bunch of cards and stuff I want to sell. We will try and have that happen. Dan 365 on the Gardevoir. Maybe we'll run Dan. We haven't run Dan yet. Let's see what they match up with Gardevoir. I'm hyped while at the same time scared. Like I get hella nervous about stuff like this because it's just I get too competitive and then I don't believe I'm going to do well. And like one of the things like Mrs. Dooms pointed out was like you do well in so many other things, you know, you don't worry about those. Like yeah, but I'm like it's good. I know I'm good. This is a hobby kind of thing where I just want to be more. Any idea what I'm playing? Yeah, I'm pretty much locked in on whatever it's called. Zardpolt. All right. Oh, looks like we timed out. Let's go make sure they aren't finishing up. Looks like they are. Let's give them a moment here. Don't want to give them too much time, but I want to give them a little bit of time here. So I've been enjoying it, and like I've spent a lot of time practicing it. I've spent a lot of time just trying to format my list. I've talked to a lot of people who's played it. How do I like the Polt Dustorm matchup against Zard? I think it's almost near 50-50. One of the things it comes down to is like being able to draw out of late game Ionos and where you're placing damage. Like if they can get a late game Zard going and they strategically place the damage in the correct places, they're just gonna watch your last game Dragon Pulse go away, but also like they need to what's the word I'm looking for here? Prevent the Duskmores from signing up. So like again, that's another problem. Is like, okay, where am I placing all this damage if I have to go to KO the Duskulls? Alright, they've had time. I'm moving on. Pair next round. You are given plenty amount of time now. So we want Dan. Dan is up against for some reason with the Archaludon. Gyarados. Is that the one I want? Is Dan DDD? No, I want Dan 365. They are up against Lost Zone, so this could actually be a pretty good. Lost Zone still seems like it has some juice left. There was a version out there of it was like Dragapika. That was kind of interesting. We all have those nights to camp. So just waiting for the players. Again, round is up. If you don't know, round 3 is up. And you know what I've been having a craving for lately is Doritos for some reason. Another player has checked into the match I was hoping to get on. Oh, Dad's checked in. Okay, so now we're just waiting on Gilbert V. Oh, we got an issue. We've got an issue. Oh, there Gilbert V's in. Right, let's see what the issue is. Other. And it is... So there we go. So, Dan, whenever you're ready, if you're still in chat, please share your screen. We got Van Island. Okay, that's a pretty cool place. Oops, forgot to reset the timer. My apologies, chat. It looks like our game is getting ready to go as we got Gardevoir here going up against Archelodon. Which there's been plenty of people who have told me that Archelodon is favored, and some people have told me Gardevoir is favored. I don't know. Like, can you get everything off of it? That's like the question for me. Oh yeah, I gotta get sleeves. I was like, what else did I need to get tomorrow? When I was going into tabletop, and then it clicked. I was like, oh yeah, I need sleeves. I have like a whole bunch of sleeves right now that are just old. They're just not in use. I just don't have matching colors of them, so I need to go buy like 2 boxes. Yeah, if you go from ferry from Seattle, it's a trek. Shell and Warrior, if you really wanted an easier way, take the train. It's like 25, 30 bucks for the train, depending on where you get on. But yeah, Victoria's a nice city though too. Don't get me wrong. But if you can catch, it's not the Empire Builder, the Cascade Starlight, I think is what it's called. It goes into pretty. It's you still have to like ride a bus in, but it gets in pretty close to downtown Everett. Downtown Vancouver. It goes through Everett. It also goes through Stanwood, Linwood. I don't remember if it stops in Linwood. How many rounds tonight? 6. Just your basic challenge rounds tonight. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Ghost released a new song. That's good for me. That's the way to do it, man. If you can Badoo lock them out, I mean, it's worth it. Badoo lock sucks, but I mean, it sucks because like everyone wants to use their items. At least the damage is minuscule. I am looking at an orange or a yellowish kind of color for mine. I'm just not sure which ones yet. I'm thinking I might just go katana because because I've been using them. I'm very familiar with them again now, but also I feel like Dragon Shield could do me good. I was also looking at the possibility of doing dual spec. I think I have access to dual spec from tabletop. I'd have to check there. I'll be there tomorrow to hopefully to pick up some extra stuff. There was one of the dual mat dragon shields I was using. It was one of the magenta like colors. Does Live Ladder when it is out? It is when it is out. That's why we have the regional Doom like shortly right after, is because it will be the format. Thankfully, here our Dan here does play the Manaphy, hopefully prevent Tournament from taking anything, and also here by bringing out the Fluttermane, they should be able to prevent Lost Box here to be able to do what a little bit more with the confies. As it looks like right now, Journey Together set, its whole thing is going to be different walls right now. at least until we get more cards in the card pool again. Because like one of the big things stopping like Melodic from being really good was, well, there was a whole bunch of non-Terra Pokemon out there that were viable. And I mean, there's going to be more non-Terra Pokemon viable again at some point. But going into it, like some of your best cards, Charizard, you know, stuff like that, are all Terra Pokemons. So we might be in a Walls format, at least through Journey Together. We have no idea what happens after that. Which, if you've never played, what's a Mirai Panda? If you've never played a Walls format, oh my god, it is not fun. And it's the mirror is even worse, to be honest. We do see Moonlight Hill. I remember when Moonlight Hill was like the card for like a week that you needed to play in Gardevoir. I mean, yeah, it's good, and I mean, be able to heal off and, you know, get damage into there, but then it became like all the attackers you needed damage. You know, Drifloon, Raging, little Raging Screamy voice thing. Why am I forgetting its name? They all needed that damage. Gardevoir though, kind of right here, kind of having an easy, I wouldn't say easy time. It's having a very good game here against the Lost Box, but that's one of the things where like how cooked is Lost Box really? I definitely think Guardian should be playing Manaphy. I'm trying to debate if I want to play Manaphy this weekend. Because at least the thing about it is Guardy has the ability to get rid of it. Where other decks don't. Refinement is just so good. And it doesn't matter what deck it is. If you can put Refinement in it, it becomes good. What are the big snipe? Lugia with Water Terra Pawn. Maybe the random deck like this. Any rad deck that's playing it. Oh, here's another one. that I can think of. The mirror. Screamtail in the mirror can actually be fairly clutch. As we're just seeing Fluttermane do Fluttermane stuff. Just preventing that Cramorant from attacking, preventing those little flowers from selecting. I can't even get out of like the Spirit Tomb. I don't know how good that Mega Guardy is, and it depends on when it releases.
I gotta sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
Doom. When do you start your heal arc?
When do I start my heal arc? After this weekend. After I play up against Mellow Magikarp and I lose, I shake his hand and I pull him in close for a hug, and then you see my face change. And like, oh no, he's doing it. He's doing his heal arc, and I go, that's right. Also, welcome back to the Doomco's, and as our CEO of tournament organization, John Cena heel turns. Please make sure John Cena does not undo this heel turn in the next few weeks and tries to do more. Has an eye regulation mark? Okay. You saw him get beat up by a floating pair of jorts. What do I think about new Megas? I'm actually not sure about them yet. I want to see what else comes out. I think the Guardy has a pretty good shot at being pretty good, depending on how it goes, but I don't like that they evolved from their previous form into it. So like Riolu into Lucario Mega, I kind of wanted it to be like a 3-step thing. Yeah. And like, we'll have to see what happens, because we know we're going to get more Megas. We have no idea what Megas are going to come out. Day camp, I thought so too. Look, if you made it 2 prizer, but made a once per game thing, just like they do in the VGC. You can't just go in the VGC and play 2 megas and call it good. I want my Squiddy Boy back. Now, one of the things I am hoping for, what they reveal with like the Switch 2, is like, I mean, technically you already had a remake of Gen 1 with Let's Go. Like, do like a full out open world remake of Gen 1. Or not even just make it Gen 1, make it the Kanto region, but with like a whole new set of Pokemon added into it. Gamer, I agree. Like, you want to get rid of their draw ability. Like, the amount of times I focus up more on the Kirlias than I do anything else because I don't want them drawing. What I am interested in is what's going to go on with the new one that they're putting on the Switch and mobile. Like, what are they going to do with that? Is that going to be competitive? Is it not? Like, I kind of want to play it because it'll be on phone, it'll be battles. We'll have to see what happens. I've said that. I need a counter of how many times I say that a night. And we have to see what like comes out of the decks. Like, what can we build and what can we do with it? Like, is Lucario good? Because like if we have enough ways of like turboing to it and being able to hit for less, is Guardy good because you spread all that energy? But that means you have to have like one Gardevoir, one Mega Gardevoir, and you don't like how do you handle that? Especially with like the loss of Kirlia. I like at this point, why can't we just have an even easier way of adjusting IV EVs? Because like they give us the bottle caps and everything else. It would just make it so much easier. Like I like understand why they would want to. Force you to do everything. They want you to catch. They want you to train them up. That's exactly what they want. Buying hacked Pokemon off eBay. Well, I mean, they want you to legitimately do it. What else is easier, Zan? Guardian is not a terror type, no. Your mother, Trebek. What is he using Reggie for? I don't know. They might believe that Guardy is a terror type, but it is not. Let's see. Iono to 2. We're going to easily see a KO here on the Comfy. At this point, this is actually the last match we're waiting on. This is 100% the last match we're waiting on. I am still holding out hope that at some point they speed up the animations. Like, as much as I want like a no animation mode, you'd have to have both opponents doing that, or like having that option on for it to like fully work out. Because like if I can go through my actions faster than you're even seeing them. There we go. Opponent concession. It's a Comfy KO. Like, I have no idea what they'll do here in the future. Why are they still playing? They're hoping. They're hoping they can do something. One of those things, you always play it out. All right, round 4 is up. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a game here. We'll reach out to Lily. I haven't had Lily on in a while. Lily's a great player. I like Lily. Hopefully I see Lily. I think Lily's going to Vancouver. I hope they are. Awesome, they are. We'll get them on. Yeah, stream is delayed by 15 seconds, so. Alright, as soon as we get Lily on, we'll get them on. Let's look at some of the top decks while we're here. I believe I met Lily in Portland. Oh, it was me and Mellow Magikarp met her. I want to say. It might have been Vancouver. I should actually ask. Right, they're just waiting for their opponent to get it all set up. It looks like they've got both of them going. So let's go ahead and switch over as we've got. Oh, looks like there was an error, but we've got Dragapult, well, Dusknoir going up against Gardevoir. So again, we have another Gardevoir on tonight. But then again, we have so many Gardevoirs tonight, it's hard not to have Gardevoir on tonight. Gardevoir will go away as a deck when, well, I guess when Kirlia might rotate? I don't know. Definitely feel like it'll never be gone. It'll pair itself up with something else next. All right, they do have a pretty good start here. Putting the energy on the Alakazam, I think that's a good move. You do have to get it out of the active. There is no easy way of doing that without attaching energy and a skateboard or rescue board. Sorry, not skateboard, rescue board. There's a difference. And also, one of the things to also remember, this is one of the things that's come up in a few judging calls before, is that rescue board does give you free retreat if you're at 30 or less health. It has come up a few times. People are like, how did it get free retreat? And there's rescue board on. It does do that. It's a very not used thing that often. But it does come up like once every blue moon. Would you see a little bit more against setup here? We could, if they can find another energy, we could see the Monkey Dory get KO'd here. Would you see the Duskull blow up? Go ahead and take out one of those Kirlias. Ralts, make sure that give their opponent a little less stuff to set up with. That Force Seal stone off the prizes is absolutely immaculate. What you want to see. And then we'll see a Rotom for 3 more cards, as we don't have any energy out in play other than what's on the active. So hopefully we'll be able to see something here. So 9 cards in hand, you have All right, we had someone check in like super late, like 30 seconds late. So I'm hoping their opponent's there. Alvaro Luigi, if you happen to be in chat for whatever reason, your opponent Mototoki did show up. They just miss it. Did I not announce round 4? Yes, I did announce round 4. So nothing on that. It's gonna be weird not running a tournament on Friday. All right. All right. Looks like their opponent did bail after the auto win. A lot of opponents will do that, which is again what you should be doing. You don't have to stick around if your opponent doesn't show up. You're also not obligated to run a game if your opponent doesn't show up till late. They have Crystal. They have Lance. I mean, they've got some cards. They're trying to figure out what their best move here is. Like, if you're Lily, what is your move? If you're just spreading damage out, that just makes it easier for Gardevoir just to move that damage to you and then take KOs. Oh, got an issue. Go check out the new issue. This is weird for this round. All right. One of the things that comes up from time to time is how do we handle bugs? It depends on the part where we're at the game. If it's at a part where we can fairly restart it, then we'll usually let a restart happen, especially concerns. But if it's too far into the game, then you just have to play it out. It sucks, but it's just what it is. Oh. All right, so that's all set up. Sorry again, we had a weird situation. Versus someone showed up just slightly late. We do have the Alakazam. Ooh, Alakazam in the active. And the Mawile Trap. But what the opponent doesn't know is they are sitting on the Professor Turo's sacrifice scenario. I'm trying to think if there's a way for Lily here to take 3 prizes. I at least take 1. I just don't know if there's a scenario because they only have the 1 the 1 Dusclops out, which the Dusclops is probably going to have more damage moved to it. It looks like they're looking into the Dusknoir here. Why is there so many judge calls this round? Oh my god, it's so much. Alright, see the Alakazam come back down. Yeah, I don't see a way for a 3 prize turn just yet. Saving the Dusclops for a possibility of blowing up the next turn, depending on what happens. This should be able to survive. No Dusknoir for game. I don't think they had it all. It's like they have boss now. Why not blow up the Greninja? There was a couple things that could have blown up. They might not have seen that path. I don't know. Like they, one of the things I was misreading, and Never Pro TCG even bring it up too. Well, their opponent conceded anyways here, as we see. I don't know. They might not have seen it. They could have hyper focused in. There's a lot of different ways they could have went with that. You see, okay, there they are. They're in the Twitch chat saying. All right, we are waiting on 5 matches here as we're completing up round 4. Hopefully going to round 5 here. I mean, I miss it all the time too. I mean, there's plenty of times you see a route and you get like hyper focused on it, and that's it. I mean, how many times have you made a play and then like right after you've made that play, you go, oh, there was a better play? One of my favorite things, and even PTC Joe even warns me, you haven't attached for turn. It's not attaching for turn. And then be like, why didn't I attach for turn? That's a good old one for me. So right now, though, looking at the top cut right now, we have Archala Dialga coming in at 4-0 right now, with For Some Reason 2. We have Lily here, obviously with Dragapult Dusknoir coming in at number 2. Baronat Crypto coming in right now number 3 with straight Dragapult. We have Goldango coming in, EP Drippy at 3-1. We have Jose APG 88 coming in with the Aegis Slash at 3-1. Now, I'm assuming, let's see what they've matched up against. They beat Charizard Pidgeot, lost Dragapult, beat Regidrago, beat Charizard. So I'm assuming some of those decks didn't have outs. I had an opponent today who had everything lined up, everything right. All they needed to do was find their Alakazam. And the thing was, their Alakazam was in the discard pile, and they had already used their rods and their Night Stretcher. And so they had no way of getting it, and then lost literally by 1 damage. And part of that was because I couldn't find my Turo. If I find my Turo, that's it. Now this looks like just your basic Aegis Slash list where you're running the Mysterious Shield, trying to prevent attacks from EX and Vs, and just kind of overall making life a little bit hard in a different way. Professor Poke, before I forget, am I going to see you in Vancouver? Because I'll have stickers for people, anybody who meets me in Vancouver. Probably don't really know what I look like if you've never really been here early in the tournaments or been some of my previous streams. I tell you, I do stand out in a crowd. Oh, awesome. We'll have to meet up. Yeah, you know what I look like. But yeah, find me. I'll be there early Friday, so I'll be around the venue on Friday. And then I'm also obviously there Saturday and Sunday. But that was it. It was Portland. I was trying to remember which one. No, I did. I was just trying to remember what venue it was. I couldn't. For some reason, I thought it was Vancouver. So I was like sitting there, I was like, where did I meet Professor Poke? Where was it? And then like I just couldn't remember. I just remember Mello being there. And I was trying to remember where the venue was. We are arriving early for once to get to a venue, so we can be there at a venue. I know Mello won't be there early. He doesn't come up until after work. So he'll be later, and we're not running up together. So, but I will be there much earlier than I usually am, instead of showing up like 9 o'clock the night before. Dan, actually, you have, unless you haven't played any of them, it depends on who wins, MDG or Nico E. Oh, what's the stun deck? Let's see, they're the one still playing 3-0 right now, right? Oh, the block lax. Oh, with the Phoebus. Oh my god, this is filthy. The Phoebus? The fetus? The Phoebus? The melodic prevents you from picking up your Pokemon. Well, I'm with you, Dan. Like, I feel like I'm gonna hit it no matter what. It's just my fate in life is to play all the Laxes. All right, let's see who won that matchup. That matchup is done, and oh, the Dragapult won! Let's go! Was that you, Demon Slayer? So who do we got here? We got Lily's going up against Nico, which is Dragapult, or we can watch Dan, Gardevoir versus Archelon Dialga. Let's go. We just had Lily. We'll go Dan, even though we had them on earlier. But again, we'll have them, and hopefully, if they both win, we can watch them both. Dude, let's go. Taking down the Stellax. Always love it, man. Always love it. All right, looks like the match is going. One of the biggest things Stall has, and the way we've talked about this online versus IRL, is they have access to your list the whole time. They can play the game the best way they can against you. They don't know what you have or what text you have IRL. They might have a good idea what your deck is and what it does. Cheating online, pretty much. It's and one of the other things is it feels like it always sets up online more so than it does IRL. We see a Monkey Dory. We do see the Archelon set up. The Monkey Dory did get the double, the Evo off. I don't know if you want to use the Badoo in this matchup. You do 0 damage. It does prevent a turn for them possibly setting something else up. So, okay. I don't know if you can release deck lists after a tournament, but I wouldn't mind doing the next regional with closed deck lists. If I can release the deck list after the tournament's done, I would 100% do the regional like that. But I am afraid that people will abuse that anytime that their opponent plays something that they're not familiar with. Call a judge. Well, see, the regional, by the time the regional happens, Lax will be gone. It's going to be like wall mirrors from side to side. Because like the thing is, I will have access to those deck lists. I can check them. Yeah, it will be post-rotation. It will be great. We've done open deck lists for 3 years. The only time we've ever done non-open deck lists is because Limitless hasn't updated. Yeah, he only works so fast. And like if he's working on something like EUIC or there's another regional going on, like if like you want to support the site, I would definitely say going on their Patreon and donating some whatever amount of money you can every month helps. Like they've got server fees, they got stuff like that to do. Like I've got to pay for my new server fees here soon. It's one of those moments where you have to figure out what it's like, what kid do you give up? Yeah, well, especially with the pocket size stuff. Like, what is Pocket taking up now? Like when Pocket first came out and they had their first tournaments for it, it like entirely slowed the site down. Everything. There was just like nothing we could do about it. It was just boom, site slow. Yeah, the Ursi and the Hogland tournaments have just been insane. Would I love a tournament of Doom hitting that size someday? Yeah. Would it be easy to work into? No. It'd be scary. Did you see them go down to take 2 prizes there? Like, as much as the rulings are taken care of by themselves, like, there's just so many different things that would happen. Different personnel things, people not showing up late. That's the other problem is, like, you can't run live cash tournaments. And there's a whole bunch of like a whole bunch of problems. Now, okay, if they gave me cash and it was what's the word I'm looking for here? Gift cards. We 100% run gift cards. Well, there's stuff in the TOS that prevents you from doing it. All right, we're going to see a Drifloon here, or we're going to see a big Drifloon KO. I did not. The Tool Jammer's in play, which makes a huge difference, but they do have Artisan. But they did not take it down, so they'll take the 180. Hopefully being able to come back here and take another possible KO. Ooh, scoop up Cyclone. All that hard work out the window. Because, like, okay, you're going back to cash pricing. I've talked it over with a couple different people, card shops. Like we don't hit numbers big enough to make like the advertising for a tournament like that all the way justified, just to hand us money. So that becomes its own big problem. It also depends on like where the where the gift card goes to also becomes like a different issue, because like if say Cash wins, Cashminder Cash, why I just call him Cash all the time. He's like all the way out in Singapore, and like shipping is expensive. So it becomes a different issue versus like if we gave an Amazon gift card, because then you can order Amazon kind of locally. Or if you gave a Google Play thing. And then the other thing is, like, depending on how big it gets, it can actually become taxable. I mean, technically it's supposed to be taxable, but they'll ignore certain points. Genuinely, it is true. Hammer-In is actually really good, good in some spots. Like, it's a great Badoo. I wouldn't say Badoo counter. It's just great against Badoo. What does Badoo do? It's like, oh, hey, cool. I get hit by 60. I get hit for 30. I'm just done. One energy. It's like the people who are still swearing by Bruxish with its ability to stop Badoo. I mean, there's a couple different cards out there people have been using to try and prevent the Badoo KOs. Or not Badoo KOs, the Badoos. But not all of them work as efficiently as other options. Like, I actually kind of like seeing the Fluttermane in the active there. It does prevent the Archaludon from activating its own ability. But if I remember correctly, Fluttermane is weak to metal. I might be wrong. It might be weak to dark. Right? That's the kind of stuff you'll see. They're like, I'm going to tandem unit for this Badoo to deal with this Badoo with my own baby. And like, honestly, a lot of the baby Pokemon might not have like decent attacks to it, like Cleffa with, like, you know, the Eek. Then you have stuff like just being able to hit a couple different damages. Mantike is like really good in like control style decks if you want to try to use it as an echoing horn. But the problem with that is then you know your opponent can still retreat. Free retreaters are usually very big in games. Oh, I'm glad it's a good game then. Like, sometimes when you lose, where you're like, man, this game was just so good, it feels so much better. Makes me wonder if we'll see if Cleffa comes back at some point. Like, okay. What decks out there would benefit from Cleffa? Is there any decks out there? Because I feel like most of them have at least some sort of good draw engine or like going for it, or they prefer Rotom right now. Now, Rotom, there's a card No Wave thought was good. Like, when it first came out, it was like, okay, yeah, draw 3. Like, who's going to really play it? And then, like, everything plays it. How bad does Swirl Edge fall off post-rotation? I'm trying to remember, like, a lot of them lose the Palkia build. You lose Radiant Greninja, which is a huge draw card. People still do. I don't remember how many people played it tonight. Right. Like, you don't lose certain cards. Yep, GG. We're there. We got it. So, like, we had someone play it at a cup recently, and they did fairly well with it. Guardy's just too good. You can't tell me Guardy's not good. I was thinking, like, it is, but it looks like we will have our 5-0s, which will be Dan versus Lily, who we actually have both players streaming. So the question is, do we want to watch Dan's side or Lily's side? But that would be going for the 6-0. Will be the coveted 6-0. I'll probably just stick with Dan so I don't have to move. I don't know, such cruel. Okay, you know what? Every time I play against it, every time I play against Archaludon, if I'm able to hit like an Iono to stick or a unfair stamp to stick, it helps. And also phrasing. Do we not do phrasing anymore? But see, like, that's a great play there to be able to throw out the Dialga. It was like one player I had talked to who played a lot of Archaludon. So they always preferred Oh wow, all matches finished. All right, great. They preferred Thornton throw the Dialgas always and then prefer to Thornton it in because otherwise your opponent would always aim for it. Unless you absolutely had to start it, and then I mean, you know, there's nothing you can do. Alright, let's go ahead and look at our updated standings here as the last game finished. So Gardevoir, Dragapult, Dustworm. We do have Goldango, Archaludon, Dialga, Charizard, Dragapult, Cloth Ghost, and Turbo Roaring Moon finishing out. I'm going to check out this deck real quick. This is okay. This is what I'm looking at. Maybe the Charmeleon needs to get back in, but here we go. This is the last round, round 6, final round of the challenge. All right, so Poison Bolt. God, I had a song recently where it was like, I try to remember what the Poison chorus was to it. I want to say it was a Judas Priest song. Honestly, that's probably Motley Crue. Ooh, not good getting donked. I'm guessing you're up against Cloth. And the Lily start here is not not Lily's here. Bob's start is not looking too good here against Lily's. We just see the Dragon Pole here. Dragon Pole doesn't have enough. No. Oh, they do. Wow. Quick game. We got a donk right there. So that means, as it stands, I don't think we have anybody else left streaming who can play, who's streaming. Now PKS Bless dropped. So yeah, that was actually a very quick, very quick final match there. So yeah, Dragon Ball Dustwater, your Challenge of Doom winner tonight off the. Yeah, at least Lily did see the line this time. For some reason, yeah, if you can stream, just jump into a table. I'll jump into your game. We'll get that going. You can also, oh, there I see you. So as soon as you get that up, I'll pop it up for everyone so we can watch For Some Reasons game. So we at least get another game going tonight. Donks happen. It doesn't even look like their game started. So there we go. You know what I hate is when you do have that happen, also, like your mulligan hand just being so much better than what you had, and then it's like, yeah, no. Everything will slow the format down. Everything will destroy the game. You know what I mean? Like, one of the things I like about this game is that even at its worst, it feels like every deck has a chance to win, unless that format, a la like Silver Tempest Lugia, has like some sort of chance to win. Why Lily didn't attack with Badu instead gone for Rotom's skill? They might have thought it was better. That an item lock didn't matter as much as possibly setting up for the turn 2 attack. And so if you had a lot of that stuff there and you're able to like go and get 3 more cards, sometimes that's all you need. I've slowly but surely have removed myself from Twitter. I'm getting my blue sky's almost to a point where I'm seeing everything I want to. Well, even okay, think of it this way: even if you got bare minimums, depending on what your setup was, what they had, like they knew, we don't know what was in their hand, and like you didn't have that great of a start. They probably felt it was like, okay, if you didn't have that great of a start, you didn't set things up. They probably felt like they had a better chance. Sometimes it's just the ability to read what your opponent's first turn does, and figuring it out from there. Like there's been plenty of times where I've watched my opponent do play only certain cards against playing against a certain deck, and then I go, okay, I can do this safely. It doesn't, because the jamming tower prevents the effects of it. So like the Evo stays. Senior Dura, what's up, Era? Like, if you notice, what for some reason did was also make sure that Flutterman was in the discard, not the discard, onto the bench instead of keeping it out there, so they'd be able to use everything. There's a kitty cat outside my door. So we have the Flutterman back in the active. Go for it, man. Like, as soon your game went very quick. Have a nice day, Dan. Also, congratulations on at least getting. I don't think you're guaranteed second, but having at least a good showing. Well, we see a pass, and that is not good. Oh, this is playing that, this is like post-rotation again. Again, we're seeing some post-rotation. Post-rotation Guardy, at least in the current format, feels like it's actually pretty decent. So I would keep an eye out on it and see what's possible. Now, this is where it comes into play. This is where you're gonna see it. You're gonna see that coin flip. That thing is, though, you have to put another. You have to always put another. You have to keep the metal energy out there. I need the darkness for that. That's darkness that can be going to your monkey Dory. Yeah, the 120 HP thing, you flip heads, you when you're attacked, as long as you have a darkness energy on, and negates any damage. Well, that's the thing, is, again, you have to have the darkness energy on it. You don't have the darkness energy on it, well, makes it a target, or if you're able to work around it with like Dragapult. It's been showing up in a lot of post-rotation lists right now. At least for Gardevoir, and that's essentially what they're playing against here, is a post-rotation list. Well, they're down to one more prize here. They get that last prize, they'll be set up for what they need. Hopefully be able to just take home the dub, and then we'll get an update on standings, where people are at. But we do have the confusion here. The monkey confusion is still very strong. As we're actually only waiting for 5 matches, this final round is going fast. But considering that you only have like 17 matches, it is what it is. As we go ahead and see the big Archaludon, we're going to see a couple energy come from that. Use the Night Stretcher. Go ahead and grab another one. Get that 3 energy. Monkey Dory. Go ahead and get KO'd here. Getting Archaludon the win over Gardevoir. But for some reason, up to 5-1 for the night. Again, kind of guaranteeing them, I believe, into top 8. I'd have to double check. But GG, hard enough matchup for Gardevoir, hard enough matchup playing post rotation. Not something you're going to see all the time. As you can kind of see, as our top 8 starting to form up, as we do have Cloth Terapagos, Turbo Raymoon, Gardevoir, Goldingo all on the top. Man, you just like ran him over. For some reasons, 5th. That was just bad. Like, I kind of felt sorry for the Guardy. But with that, there's not much matches left. I think there's 3 matches left, so we'll let them finish out. But our top cut's pretty well, top cut, quotations, it's pretty well set up. Let's see what the last matches are. A couple 3-2s, 1-4-1. So I mean, there'll be a little bit more there. But yeah, we're gonna have Dragonbolt Duststorm be our champion. Goldingo looks like it's gonna be pretty much a lock for number 2. Gardevoir for number 3. Turbo Moon for 4th. Archaludon Dialga for 5th. 6 to Cloth Terapagos, and then Nico E wins. I believe that puts them as guaranteed 7th with Yoda 130. That's number 8. But if Nico loses, I believe someone else, Yoda, pops up. But with that, I'm gonna call it a night. I do have work in the morning. And I need to do more testing. So I'm gonna send you guys off to Sneaky Old Crab. He plays in the tournaments all the time. He's an Australian and wears a mosquito sweater or hat. I will, if you're in Vancouver, that's where I'll be. There'll be no tournament this week. We will actually be off essentially until almost 2 weeks. This is the last Doom stream until we get back on March 14th, and then the 21st is my birthday stream, and then 28th we're off because 29th and 30th is the regional. So hopefully I will see you then. If you're in Vancouver, I will hopefully see you there. I'll probably tweet out and on both Blue Sky and everything what I'm wearing and what I'm giving out, which is going to be a lot of stickers. So again, have a good rest of your night, and hopefully I will see you then.